Welcome to MagicGatheringStrat. It's Brennan. I'm going to talk about Ajani Goldmane. Figure out who this guy is, where he came from. A little bit of background. Ajani, he was born an albino Nicodle, and according to the internet, that was a stigma among his people, described as white as death. And so he spent much of his life as an outcast, like poor little Naruto, only more cat-like. So, Nicodles. They come in two flavors. The Cloud Nicodles. These guys wear a lot of clothes, think they're better than everybody else. And the Wild Nicodles. They run around in jungle bikinis and also think they are better than everybody else. That's right, the Nicodles, very racist. Anyone who looks different, they shun. But, for whatever reason, Ajani loves them anyway. Alright, so, here's what happened. The only one who protected Ajani was his brother. His brother was one of the biggest and strongest, and he was just made leader of the Nicodle. And when he was made leader, he said, "Oh, everybody, you have to accept Ajani." They didn't really. But then some weird summoned forces came up and killed his brother. That's right. Ajani stood over his brother's body. I can only hope that he was yelling at the sky, meow, and it wanted to avenge his brother. But what ended up happening was he went to Jund. That's right, he was so mad he teleported to another plane. And that's where he met Sarkhan Vol, another planeswalker. And Sarkhan saved him from a dragon, so he helped him. And then, after only knowing him for a little while, goes, "Hey, Ajani, I had a spark just like you. You know what you should do? You should jump into a live volcano." And because apparently Ajani believes total strangers, he did just that. And he went back to Naya. But this time, he was much stronger. That's right. He went back for vengeance and named himself Ajani Vengeant. I guess that's as clever as the names get. So what happened? He goes and looks for his brother's killer, and he finds him. He says, "Remember when I promised to kill you last? I lied." But then, tables are turned. Dun dun. His brother's killer turns out to be something different. And since Ajani has a propensity for jumping off of things, almost falls to his death. And just before he dies, he lands in Bant. That's right, where Elspeth is waiting. She finds this mostly dead, giant albino tiger person and decides, "Hey, I'll heal this dude." Sounds great. She basically falls in love with Ajani. Ajani's like, "Oh, thanks for helping me. I need to go back and find my people and avenge my brother's death." She's like, "Oh, okay, I can't go with you." He's like, "You sure?" Yeah, I'm gonna stay here in Bant because bad things are happening." So anyway, that's Ajani Goldmane. Alright, now, he goes back, he finds his brother's axe, builds a new axe, and, that's right, they offer him the position when he goes back, finds out the person who killed his brother was actually taken possession by someone else. He realizes that the person who can also help him, the person that summoned all those creatures, he has to forgive him. And anyway, they offer him the position of Ka, which is the leader of the McConnells, he turns it down. In fact, he takes some armor that Elspeth had left in Bant and goes and looks for her. So, he finds her in the gladiator pits in Urborg, straight up murdering people for money. That's Elizabeth. That's Elsbeth, ladies and gentlemen. Brings back her armor and says, "Hey, come back with me." And she's like, "I can't go back to Bant. It's not the way it was." He's like, okay. And then just leaves. Weird relationships. Anyway. But the reason I bring this up is because there's gonna be a new one. That's right, a new Ajani. Don't know what his powers are gonna be, don't know what his colors are gonna be. And if you have found this video after the Journey to Nyx has been released, then you already know. And this is old news. Anyway, that's Ajani. I thought people might want to know, considering he's going to be the next released Planeswalker. Thanks for watching.